call the meeting to order, and we have a moment of silent prayer, and we also would lift up Larry Hakeem on his passing, and send Sheila love and just condolences. We're just going to miss Larry with his antics, but his love for the city. So we know that. So just a moment of silent prayer for Larry and all.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mrs. Frank.
Mayor Kendall.
Present.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Present.
Councilman Jenny.
Here.
Councilwoman LaPratte.
Here.
Councilwoman Sawicki.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams is absent. Councilman Toussaint.
Present.
Acting City Manager Szymanski.
Here.
City Attorney DeWally.
Here.
I'd like to make a motion. I need a motion to excuse Mayor Pro Tem Williams.
I'd like to make a motion to,
I support.
for Mayor Pro Tem.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I need an approval, a motion to approve of the minutes.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the motion to accept, receive, and file the regular city council meeting held September 4th, 2024, to accept, receive, and file the special city council meeting held August 19th, 2024, to receive and file the beautification commission meeting minutes held on April 22nd and on May 20th, 2024.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now it's a public comment on agenda items only. Seeing none, we move on to the consent agenda. I need a resolution.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
make the resolution to approve items 1 through 5.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank?
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPratte.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Toussaint.
Yes.
Mayor Kendall.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
All right. This takes us to old business, and we have none. So that takes us to the new business and city manager's report.
Okay, item G1, approval of land vacation, Robson Brothers Home. Mayor and council, as you recall, a public hearing was held at your last meeting with regard to the request of Robson Brothers Home to vacate 2 areas, one to the north and the other to the south of the existing cul-de-sac on Lennon Street, allowing for the creation of a roadway extension from Lennon Street North to Van Antwerp Street. I do not believe there was any objections to their request to vacate at the hearing. Therefore, it is my recommendation that the resolution attached be adopted and the vacation approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll make the resolution, adopt the attached resolution approving the request from Robertson Brothers Homes to vacate a public road easement adjacent to 20655 and 20642 Lennon.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPratte.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Toussaint.
Yes.
Mayor Kendall.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay, item G2, award of bid 2024 CDBG Sidewalk Replacement Program number 180-350. Mayor and council, we recently accepted bids for the 2024 CDBG Sidewalk Replacement Program. The city engineer's bid tabulation and recommendation is attached. I concur with their recommendation that the bid be awarded to Great Lakes Contracting Solutions, LLC, in the amount of $259,970. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor? Go ahead.
I'll offer the resolution to accept the low bid submitted by Great Lakes Contracting Solutions LLC of Waterford, Michigan, in the amount of $259,970 for the 2024 CDBG sidewalk replacement program.
Support.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Just a quick question to refresh my memory. I know that we received a grant that's going to help us pay for this. If the city manager could inform us about the amount of that grant, I don't recall offhand.
Okay, for the sidewalk replacement program in the city, there's 3 components. There's the CDBG sidewalk replacement program. That's one grant. There is another grant, a TAP grant that specifically replaces sidewalks across the city, which are the result of tree roots and other things heaving up the sidewalk. And then the third part of it is a city contribution to finish up sidewalks as well.
All right, and so how much does that total?
All 3 of them are going to total about over $600,000.
Okay, so will the CDBG and the TAP grant pay for this? I
No,
mean, the CDBG sidewalk replacement program?
Okay,
That's only covered by the CDBG grant, or do all 3 of those portions go into that?
Okay, this particular grant is going to cover a district. I see Ty there, if you want to explain the southwest portion.
The district is covered.
Good evening. I think you will recall, I don't know how many council sessions there was ago, that I passed out a map that showed the eligible areas for the CDBG, our sidewalk replacement, and it's basically mostly southwest part of the city, but it's really all over the city, because most of the city qualifies, fortunately. And that's really it. Any other questions?
Just how much the grant was for?
I'm sorry?
How much the grant was for? How much the grant covers?
289,000.
I'm sorry?
289,000,
Okay, thank you.
yes.
Thank you, Tom.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
what portion of this program, I know it's 600,000 total, and we have the TAP grant. How much is the TAP grant, and what is our portion that we're gonna be paying?
Okay, the TAP grant is, if memory serves me, $170,100. And the city is going to kick in another $200,000. And it's going to be the total of all 3, 2 grants and the city's contribution, which is going to be the program across the entire city.
May I make a comment? We have seldom been in a position to get that kind of money to do some serious work in the community. Sidewalk repairs affect how a whole neighborhood is valued in the long run. And we really hit a windfall with all 3 of these coming together at the same time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Ty.
Any further discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I do know, in Grosse Pointe Park, we just put out for a sidewalk replacement program also, and these numbers mirror what we came up with too, so it's a very good price we got.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor,
Any further discussion? Yes.
when do you think when do you think it's gonna start, break ground?
Probably October.
We'll have to start probably around Thanksgiving.
As soon as the weather
Yeah.
prevents us from doing any further, that's when we'll start.
It'll pick up in the spring.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote, Ms. Frank.
Councilwoman LaPrat,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay, item G3, progress payment, joint and crack ceiling, Beaconsfield. Mayor and council attaches a memorandum from our DPW superintendent requesting approval to pay for joint and crack sealing on a portion of Beaconsfield that is no longer under warranty. The cracking of the roadway was brought up at a previous meeting, and it was determined by our engineers that this type of cracking is common, and sealing it would prolong its durability. We currently have a contract with Michigan Joint Sealing for some sealing work in various areas of the city, and they have agreed to perform the sealing on Beaconsfield with the same contract cost. I have reviewed this, and it is my recommendation that this payment be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Any resolution?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Make the resolution to approve payment to Michigan Joint Sealing in the amount of $8,988 for the crack sealing of Beaconsfield from Kingsville to Woodland.
Support.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Ms. Frank.
I'm sorry.
Do you have a question?
Yes.
Mr.
When do you think they'll be able to start on this one? This year or next year?
This year, yeah.
Roll call vote, Ms. Frank.
Councilwoman Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
And Mayor, that concludes the city manager's reports.
Okay, thank you. That brings us to call the audience. And prior to the residents speaking, Deputy Economic Development Irma Hayes would like to speak.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Yes. I have
And
an
you
extra-
save one. Give. Save one for Regina.
Okay. Would you share some buildings? Do we have any?
Wait, I need to speak. All right. Good evening, Mayor, Council, and everyone. Today I'd like to talk about why the Michigan Municipal League is critical to the success of cities like Harper Woods. As a highly influential organization, the Michigan Municipal League plays a pivotal role in shaping policies, providing resources, and connecting municipalities across Michigan. It's a key partner in helping us build stronger, more resilient communities. If you go to your second slide, advocacy and policy influence. One of Michigan Municipal League's primary roles is advocacy. There are voices of Michigan cities, including Harper Woods, at the state and federal level, whether it's fighting for infrastructure, funding, influencing housing policies, or pushing for economic development incentives. The Michigan Municipal League ensures that the needs of our local governments are heard and addressed. This representation is essential for us to secure the resources and flexibilities we need to thrive. Slide 3, education and networking. The Michigan Municipal League is also a powerhouse when it comes to education and networking. They provide top-tier training and certification programs for city officials and economic development professionals. Through workshops, seminars, and conferences, we gain access to the latest best practices in governance, planning, and finance. And equally important, the Michigan Municipal League connects municipal leaders, allowing us to collaborate and share innovative solutions to common challenges. Slide 4, resources and innovation. Another significant advantage the Michigan Municipal League offers is an access to critical resources. They help cities find and apply for state, federal, and private funding, acting as a central hub for grants and financial opportunities. Beyond that, the Michigan Municipal League is a leader in innovation, promoting new technologies and sustainable practices that can help us improve the quality of life for our residents. From smart city technology to housing affordability, the Michigan Municipal League keeps us ahead of the curve. Slide number 5, support for smaller municipalities. For smaller cities like Harper Woods, the Michigan Municipal League supports is invaluable. We don't always have the same staff or resources as larger cities, but the Michigan Municipal League levels the playing field by offering tailored assistance and shared resources. They focus on equity, ensuring that even smaller municipalities can access the tools and policies needed to create inclusive and thriving communities. Slide 6, why attend the Michigan Municipal League? That's why attending the upcoming Michigan Municipal League in Mackinac Island was such a strategic opportunity for Harper Woods. The convention brought together leaders from across Michigan, offering unmatched networking opportunities. We were able to learn from other cities' successes, hear from experts on municipal challenges, and identify funding opportunities that can support our local project. This is an event that gives us actionable insights to bring back and apply here in Harper Woods. I also want you to know on slide 7, I also, on a personal note, have been honored to be appointed to the Michigan Municipal League Foundation Board of Directors. The role brings significant benefits to Harper Wood. It gives us direct access to grants, funding, and pilot programs, so when other communities are finding out, we'll be the first to know what's happening. And slide number 8, the impact on Harper Woods. For Harper Woods, this means strengthening our community, developing efforts, whether it's revitalizing our neighborhoods, securing funding for public spaces, or implementing innovative, sustainable solutions. The Michigan Municipal League is a vital partner in our growth. This board appointment will help us take advantage of cutting-edge opportunities to enhance the city. So in conclusion, the Michigan Municipal League is more than just an organization. It's a lifeline for cities across Michigan. It provides us with advocacy, education, resources, and a platform for collaboration. Through my role on the Michigan Municipal League Foundation Board, we have the chance to ensure that Harper Woods remains a leader in innovation, resiliency, and community development. Together, we'll build a stronger future for our residents and set an example for other small cities across the state. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Irma.
Is there any questions or discussion? Your picture.
Recognize the picture?
Yeah, your picture.
And by the way, that last picture on the slide, Cheryl took. I'm sorry, Councilwoman Constantino took.
That's fine, they all know me, sure.
I'd like to add one more piece to it also. Possible.
Okay, yes.
The convention also gives us the space to.
Wait. No,
We can do that
when you
whenever
can,
you-
when we call the council, you can expound on that right now.
Okay.
Thank you,
Oh,
Ms.
yeah, one last thing. The Michigan Municipal League represents 453 cities
And townships.
and townships and villages across the state of Michigan, including the Upper Peninsula. So it's not just Wayne, I mean, like, we're all over the state. Before I leave, everybody will know about Harper Woods.
All right, call the audience now. We've changed policies. If you wish to speak, I wish for you to come and step and make a line to your right, to my right. Anyone that's maybe unable to stand for a length of time, you are to go first. So, Mr. Steinberg, if you wish to speak, I suggest you go to the microphone first. If there's anyone else that wish to speak, please line up behind Mr. Schenberg.
Evening. Couple of things. One is a kind of a advertisement. First English Lutheran Church is going to have an Oktoberfest on October the 5th at 4 o'clock. It's $30. We do a lot of good work. It's kind of helping us. We are still doing work in Harper Woods from our work camp. We still have a bunch of adults going out to seniors' homes in Harper Woods here and helping them out. The second thing would be, I would like our gentlemen over here to start getting grants for seniors to stay in their homes. We don't see the grants anymore. They need them. A lot of the seniors have homes that, you know, the one lady, she's 80 years old, she needed her faucets replaced. That was one of the things our minister went out and did. Okay? We need grants to keep our citizens here in the city. We used to get them all the time, and I know times have changed, but we need them again. We need them badly. Our church is filling in and trying to do what they can. Second, priority. Our garbage pickup guys. They've been screwing up a lot lately. Heather knows that I've called a lot. We need to start taking action as a city, like the other cities have. When they screw up, we take money away. There are a lot of times they're not coming back and picking up things, or they'll, if they're in a hurry, they'll put the yard waste and the garbage in at the same time. They throw the garbage cans all over the street. It's getting to be ridiculous. And I know Clinton Township is starting to fine them and take money away from their contract every time they screw up. So we need to look into that and start doing it. Maybe they'll straighten up. Okay? The other thing is Safe Built. I don't know what they're doing to get the 33,000, but the neighbor across the street tore down a garage without a permit. If I hadn't have called, Safe Built wouldn't know. They did get the guy to permit it. They're putting a roof on. It's a rental. And I don't know, I called and the guy says, not that I know of, but we'll call in the morning. We have a lot of landlords that are sliding by and not doing what they're supposed to do.
Thank you very much. Hi, please identify yourself.
Pardon me?
Please identify who you are.
I'm Debbie Caminita, and I live at 20254 Woodland. I have 3 issues. First one is priority. I am very upset. I'm going to try to be as respectful as I can because I was disrespected last Tuesday. Priority waste comes down Woodland Street, drives down the middle, and 2 people on each side of the truck. They will not let you pass, so cars are backed up on the other side and on this side. Waste management always went down one side and came back the other. So they eventually stepped aside and let us drive past them, get to our house. We had a small box. This is an issue with me because in your ordinances, it does not say what kind of box. This is literally a box that's half of this top, was laying for pickup. We didn't bring our garbage out because we had to run out early that morning and was just getting home, and we didn't want to have them wait. But the box was there. They chose they weren't going to pick it up. It was about this deep and about this big. And so they kept staring at us driving down the street, the two on the back. And they get past Sanilac, and they turn around, and they both get out the truck, and starts waving at me like, we're not picking it up. So of course I waved back, not with an open hand, but I did wave back. I called the city. I spoke to the lady in the DPW. She tried telling me that I'm very lucky that they've picked up boxes from me in the past because they normally don't do that. These are small boxes. When you go to Sam's Club, you carry your groceries in. It's a small box. If I put it in the garbage can, they're gonna take it. I put them beside the garbage cans, and they always take them. Never had a problem. Now I'm being told that they don't pick up boxes. What size are the boxes that they're supposed to pick up? Because they always pick them up. I could see if it was an appliance box, maybe not. Then she said, well, you can take down the phone number and call them and make your complaint. No, I'm calling you, the city, to make that complaint because you're the ones that hired them. Then I got schooled on how the city didn't hire them. They hired Waste Management, who sold a contract to Priority. So City of Harper Woods did not hire them. You're paying them. There's a problem with that waste management company. I looked them up today. I looked up other ones. They got 2 stars. They are doing a horrible job. And the way that they treat the residents of this community, I'm telling you, I was on fire. And I'm sure the girl at the DPW felt it, and maybe she felt like I was coming too strong on her. But you know what? I don't need to be schooled. You need to try to calm me down and listen to what I'm telling you.
Okay.
And so I'm
Well,
pretty
your
upset
time is
about
up
that.
for
Pardon
3
me?
minutes. But what I want you to do is talk to our DPW director right there, Heather,
That's who I talked to.
Yes.
right there. She will speak with you and get your complaint.
I did speak to, was it you, Heather?
No, there's 2 women in the office.
Okay, I apologize.
Okay.
The other issue is,
Ma'am?
oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, we only allow you, well, it's only 3 minutes for you to speak,
Okay,
and then,
so
so
is
if
my
you'd
3 minutes
like.
up?
Huh?
Yes, the timer went off.
The timer went off,
Okay,
I'm
well, I
sorry.
didn't hear it.
Okay.
All right, well then I
But if
guess
you
I'll
can
come
speak
back.
with us, or speak with me or anyone after the meeting, we'll gladly hear and try to solve your complaint.
Okay, because I do
All right,
have 2
thank
more
you.
issues. Yes.
Next.
Good evening. My name is Cindy Lilly. I live at 20222 Fleetwood Drive. You've seen me before. I live right next to the house that burned out. Then nobody did anything with it, and then I had to come in and present to you, and so then it was demolished, and then nobody mowed it, so I mowed it. And now for the last, I think, 5 years or so, there's a contractor supposedly building a house. It's taking a very long time. I've lived through a lot of harassment and a lot of issues. And so I have talked to Mr. LaPalme in the last a couple of weeks because this summer I had a tremendous amount of runoff water into my property. I've lived at 20222 Fleetwood Drive since 2002. I have loved living in the neighborhood until this house issue next door happened. And you know, a neighbor issue can cause a lot of grief. And so I'm going to be having to do something with my property because of the amount of water that stood this summer. I ended up with leakage into my basement. And then now I've kind of ignored things, but I'm glad you mentioned that a contract and codes weren't being upheld by the building inspectors, because I think part of the issue is the codes that were allowed to be broken in this house. I don't know the person's connections, it's contracting, but I have a tremendous amount of water runoff into my property that I've never had before. Like, we're talking this much standing water every time it rains. And so I was trying to ignore that the patio was built up above ground like this. And I know the codes because the next neighbor by me, Dawn, when she lived there before she sold to the nice couple that lives there now, she had a patio built. It was 4 inches above ground. She had to have it rebuilt because the code came out and said they had to rebuild it. His was at least about 10 inches at least. I don't know. I didn't go over a measure. It's not my job. I'm a Detroit public school teacher, and I know how to teach 3rd grade and 2nd grade and 1st grade. But then a couple weeks ago, he had this tremendous amount of dirt moved in, which means he's raising the property up to the level of his platform patio, which means now I'm going to get more runoff. So I believe the city has to do something, and I know I have to do something. So I don't know my next move, so I'm going to get some legal counsel to help me with my next move. One, I need to do some rebuilding in my backyard. It needs some issues solved too. However, if I need the codes. I asked for the codes from this gentleman, and I never got given the codes. I'm pretty much sure I'm aware of the codes, but when I go to build my patio, am I going to be allowed to build it 10 inches off the ground? Am I going to be allowed to get truckloads of dirt and up my dirt? Do I really want to do that? No, because it's going to cause trouble with my other neighbors all around me because their land is going to fill with water.
Okay.
So please fix the house situation.
All right, thank you very much. And if you will come afterwards and speak with our city manager.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, my name is Christy Schembring. I live on Roscommon. I have had issues with priority waste myself. Last Monday, we came home, to let you know, and we do the lawns that are in and around our house, and we put them in containers instead of putting them in bags, and they're marked compost on them. Brand new stickers, everything. We come home and here goes priority waste down the street, and our garbage bins are still there. And I go, no, I'm like, go after them. So we went after them. They weren't that far ahead, and we asked them, excuse me, but did you not see the compost sign back there in front of our house? And oh no, we didn't see that. I'm like, how can you not miss it? It's marked, there's no cars in front of it. Oh, we were just going down the street. So they backed up and they came back and picked it up. But this is an ongoing issue. We've either had to go and, hunt them down to come back to get our stuff, or they just bypass us altogether. So priority is an issue. We didn't have that much trouble with GFO, but priority is an issue, and I'm tired of chasing them down. Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else who wishes to speak in the audience? If not, we will go to call to council, starting with you, Ms. Councilwoman Constantino.
Yeah, okay. First of all, I've had problems with priority waste too. Those guys just do whatever they feel like doing. I was at one of my rental houses, and they would not take the stuff. So I said, you wait a minute, I will come put it in the truck. So I'm there putting the garbage in the truck myself. And finally they came around and helped me, because they kind of put them to shame, because I was holding a puppy in one hand and putting the waste in with another hand. Then they came by my house, and my neighbors had several bags of yard waste. They totally drove right past it, didn't pick it up. They said they don't do pick up yard waste anymore. They might pick it up with the garbage, but they're not picking up yard waste anymore. Like, okay, that's not what we agreed on. So I think we need to rebid this contract out because they're not living up to the contract that we had with Waste Management at all. And they've gone by, they've not taken my yard waste. You know, they're just being really weird. Like, they're not following any of the specs or anything like that. They're just taking what they want, leaving what they want. I don't even know what they're doing. The other thing is, this last week, several of us went to the Michigan Municipal League Conference. Myself, Ms. Irma, Ivory, and the mayor. And that was one of the best conferences I've ever been to. I learned so much. It was intense. Like, I was exhausted when it was over. Well, plus I stayed in a different hotel, so I had to keep going up and down the hill. So that was part of the exhaustion. But it was really, really good. Some of the favorite things I listened to were the lessons on placemaking. And some people are saying, well, how come we don't just sell that lot on Roscommon that we were going to put a pocket park in and just put a house there? Well, the truth is, I mean, I'm finding out in this workshop, that is an investment in the community. Little pocket parks and little things to make our different neighborhoods special. That money comes back to us. It does. It raises the property values. It gives our residents, especially the kids, like good memories. And then they want to move back into the city. And I saw this with my own daughter, who's been, you know, looking all around the city for a house. She finally found one on Roscommon near the pocket park. And what it's reminding her of is like when we lived on Danbury Lane and we had that little park at the end of the street. Every single day, she and all the neighbor kids went to that park. And so it's an investment in the future of our city. And so, you know, yeah, we could put a house on there and get, what, $7,000 or $8,000 a year. But this investment, I think, is going to pan out to be greater. So plus we have grants to fix it up, so it's not coming out of your pockets. Generally, it's coming out of the grant money. I went to a workshop on housing, looking at a lot of the new, there's grants, there's a lot of housing issues, there's a housing shortage in Michigan. But a lot of the grants and different things they talked about are the things that we are doing with this new housing development that we're putting in where the school used to be, where Poupard used to be. So that's, but I learned a lot more too, so there's a lot that we can do, but we really are helping to solve the housing shortage by putting new housing in here in Harper Woods. Probably one of my favorite workshops was the AI workshop, the Gen AI workshop. And when you don't know very much about something, you might be kind of afraid of it. They went into such depth about AI that it makes me excited for us to use it here in the city, how much it can help you as residents. I especially think we need to do it with our website. Our website is like so old school, it's unbelievable. We could just toss it out the window and do something with AI. And they say, don't go to the techie people to do it. Go to the employees who use it, the residents who use it. And right now, probably like 75% of you are already using AI and you might not even know it because it's in our phones. It's every time we go on Microsoft, Google, anything like that, the AI is already built in. So as an experiment, I tried it out for a lesson plan. The first one was a complete flop. But the second lesson plan, I was able to make like 2 whole weeks of lesson plans just using AI. The whole thing took me about 12 minutes. Okay, I'm on to something now. So I'm going to be exploring this more in depth in relationship to how it can help us relate to you better, making our website better, making our tax information more accessible, making anything you need more accessible. Of course, the priority is cybersecurity, so we just have to make sure we don't put anything in there that, you know, that would be dangerous. But the information that everybody needs from the city, calling up things from our charter, calling up rules and regulations, all that, We gotta make that super easy for you to get to. So I'm on this. We're gonna see what we can do with it. Thank you. Anyway,
Tucson.
I got your money's worth. Ivory has a lot to say too.
Yes.
Oh yes. I think this conference in Mackinac Island is one of the most well-attended conferences of MML. When you come out of there, as you can see from Councilwoman Constantino, you come out activated, you come out empowered, you come out with innovation, you come out with optimism, you come out with excitement, and you just come back to your city just wanting to do all these different things and get all these different eyes to do it, you know. So often we come in these meetings and we always just kind of complain about this, complain about this, complain about this. But once you go to these, you get a little more visionary feeling about how you want to break up your city. They also have a conference called the Community Excellence Award. This year it was Brighton, Granville, Houghton, and Oak Park. And they're showing some of the things they do, including pocket parks, and all of them have, you know, some sort of a statues or structures like that where you could actually take pictures in front of them. If you want to hang off of them, you can. And there haven't been any issues with really any danger with that. Now, this thing, it was so funny. Once at the end, they were showing a picture on the longest porch in the world, which is at the Grand Hotel, and it was so interesting. We filled it up with city council people, mayors, community development people, lawyers, city managers, you know, just everybody trying to come together to see how we can talk about, and they share their ideas of what they're doing with their cities. They tell us about lawyers to deal with. I use that grant to do that, and Irma has collected so many examples of grants that we'll be looking into and applying to get that. So it's one thing. I just really encourage encourage our city council people to really consider going to those in the future. Some of the sessions that included was Michigan as a PACE leader. What that means, or mostly a PACE leader, is how to bring the community together in an area where they want to talk and be together and sit around the tables. And the prime example was Campus Market they use in Detroit. It's a real leader where they have sand out there, they got a restaurant there, they've got seats out there, they got a fountain out there, and all those things. And it brings the community together. And then every one of the communities that applied for the Excellence Award, they all had that involved with that, and also including their parking parks. We had the role of local leaders in preparing for mass shootings. That was one that's important right there. AI in action. Try the one, Gen AI, Chat GPT, Copilot. I found that I have my Microsoft, I have Copilot, and I'm gonna start playing with that a little bit more now since I went to this conference. Modular housing, another place of a housing pie. Finding a better way with My Funding Hub. And they showed us how to use the My Funding Hub there to say, again, look for grants and with the resources that are available to do that. The state of AI on government, which Councilwoman Constantino talked about. Thriving Communities Deep Dive. And I even had the opportunity to moderate one of the conferences, which is just a wonderful experience in that also. It also gains me pointing to get into my level 3 with the Michigan Municipal League. Council manager relationship, transporting employee health insurance. Just because you don't go there, let's see. Yeah, let me see what else. Just going on, those are so many of the things that you just kind of learn to go when you go to those. There are multiple sections, like again, artificial intelligence and how we use that technology as a tool for good league staff and work. Well, we talked about that, so I'll let that go. One thing also, they had what they called the Michigan Municipal League's Women's Election Leadership Intensive. Is the I just had my eyes dilated today, so I'm having trouble a little bit here. The Michigan Municipal League's Women's Elected Leadership Intensive is the league's exciting new program designed to empower elected women in leadership. This spring, we had an overwhelming interest in our inaugural program with 30 women from across the state participating. Over 5 weeks, these dedicated women dove into topics like finance, community, engagement, economic development, and communication, culminating an in-person summit focused on well-being and leadership. The results speak for themselves. Participants report increased confidence and valuable skills directly applicable to their roles. We're thrilled with the success of Willie's first year and look forward to building on this foundation. Women come by this and turn into city managers. They're more empowered as far as working at city council and every position available, commissioners and all. In fact, our city councilwoman, Mayor Pro Tem, Regina Williams, she went to that intensive thing, and she's so excited about it. And unfortunately, she can't be here today because she's in the hospital. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to share her certificate with that, and very proud that she from Harper Woods is doing that. Mayors attended, every league, everybody attends that. What's it?
President.
What'd you say?
She's the president of the organization.
Our mayor is
Yeah.
the president of the women.
Oh, yeah, right, right.
Yes.
So, as you can see, our mayor always comes with great ideas about, at least good ideas about new things we can do and innovative things. They may get turned down sometimes, but at least we are coming up with some ideas and things to look at instead of just complaining about this or just, all that responsibilities involve more than just going through the minutes and editing them and trying to find out, what's wrong with it and those type of things. That's very important, but it's also important to come with new ideas to present to you and hopefully present them in such a way that you will approve more of them. So this was just an exciting experience, and I look forward to the next one, and I also look forward to my getting my level 3. It has made me a better council person. Even though I'm still not the best yet, I'm still working toward it. Thank you.
All right, Councilwoman Sawicki.
Thank you. The only thing I really wanted to share with residents is that September 28th, the library will be celebrating its 60th anniversary, and they're going to have a gathering from 2 to 4 p.m. So mark your calendar, because that's a big event for our library.
Councilman Turner.
Oh, yes, Madam Mayor. Yeah, really quick, just so we know we're all not in the same, not by ourselves. We're fighting with priority over in Grosse Pointe Park too. It's just as bad here, they're here. I mean, it's everywhere. Doesn't make it right, but just know that we are on board trying to do it as municipalities. Please, we are trying our hardest with this company. Thank you.
Councilwoman LaPree.
Tomorrow is National Voter Registration Day, and members of the League of Women Voters will be at the library from 11 till 7. So if you know anyone that maybe hasn't registered to vote, like someone that's going to be turning 18 by November 5th, send them over, and it takes seconds to learn how to register to vote, get on there, and, voting is very powerful. There's some local things that are going to be on this year's ballot, including a sinking fund for Grosse Pointe schools, I believe a millage or a bond for Harper Woods schools, and a few other things that might be on this current ballot. But members will be there all day. I know we reached out to 300 homes in Harper Woods that had that were rentals that had no one registered to vote. And we sent them all a postcard saying, hey, somebody lives here, but nobody's registered to vote. So come on out, and there's a QR code we sent that hopefully that we got those 300 homes. We found some more people that can vote in this national election and local election. So that's it.
Okay, well, it leaves it to me. First of all, I want to say that priority was thrown on us. We had our contract with GFL, and I have brought this up in several meetings with like MML and SIMCA. Those are governing agents that help to make rules and stuff that we're governed by as cities. But I told them that because of cost effect, that so many communities have gotten out of the trash business, that we are relying on people's like Waste Management, GFL, and now Priority, that we ought to have some kind of system where if we're in a contract, then we should be notified or allowed to see what we can do to make sure that we're going to be serviced as we wish to be serviced. I have seen it with Priority. It drives me crazy when I go down the street. I see it's dangerous. You have a truck going down the middle of the street, and these people are darting on both sides of the street, picking up trash and stuff. That is an accident or someone getting killed waiting to happen. And I hope it does not happen in our community. But when I spoke to SIMCOT and MML, they're trying to come up with a policy that would address when you have a contract like we do with trash pickup, that it affects so many communities. It wasn't just Harper Woods, it's all over here, that even from Troy, Auburn Hill, Rochester, all of us were under the same contract with GFL. So now we're with Priority, who seemed to have no idea about the massive amount of trash that they were required to pick up. They just seem to be lost. And it's going on, I guess this is about the 4th month now. It's a little longer than that, maybe. But however, it doesn't seem that they're getting any better. And so when I go to my next SIMCOT meeting, we will be discussing what we can do with this type of a contract, because our contract was with GFL. So if they were going to make a change in their contract, we should have been notified, not in the last moment saying, oh, by the way, Priority is now your new servicer. That's not right. So, as I said, listen out, we're working on it. That's why I go to the meetings I go to. This is why, because best practices in one community can help another community. Everybody does not have to reinvent the wheel. So when you meet with other people, you get ideas and be able to decide on what's happening in your community.
Right.
I want to also invite everybody to the pasta dinner for the Lions Club. Unfortunately, the price has gone up to $20, but it's still all you can eat, okay? And we'll be over at the AMVETS on October the 12th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And you, so you can get your tickets at the door or see me in between now and then, because I always have tickets in my purse. I am a Lion. I'm very proud to be a Lion. And we do a whole lot for our community that people don't necessarily realize, but the Lions is a true service organization. And we're here for you here in this community. From our pasta dinner, we generally use those funds to do our Good Fellow, which we do throughout the city of Harper Woods and Grosse Pointe Woods. So please, I have the flyers and I'll give you out the flyers, but I also want to say I really appreciated the attitudes that we had at the conference. Cheryl was teacher as usual, directing us to what place we're supposed to go to and when. I said, I got this. I know how to go wherever, but that's Cheryl for you. But it was one of the best conferences I've been to in a long while, and one of the reasons that it was is because we had over 600 people in attendance. So that was over 600 different communities that you got an opportunity to mingle with and bounce ideas off of. And we're not in a vacuum here. Over the 4 years that I have been mayor, it has come that I brought things here to the city based on my interactions with other communities. It has made a difference. It truly has made a difference that the governor knows who we are. The president knows who we are. And my Wayne County executive is a good friend of mine. So if he has any extra money, he's already said, we'll figure out a way to help your community with something else there. So I appreciate these relationships, and No, I don't just go to meetings to be going to meetings. I go there because what I learned at meetings, I bring back to improve the quality of life for my community here. I did the same thing when I lived in Detroit. And when I moved out here, a friend of mine said, don't sit down and become invisible. Continue to be involved. And I did. For many years, I sat there right where, well, I guess it was where you sitting there. Yeah? With Mr. John Benier. From the moment I started, it was probably in 2002, until I became a city council member. And I don't think I missed very many meetings, right, John?
Not one, probably.
And so I sat there to learn about my city, because this is my home, and I want the best that we can possibly get here. We all have our disagreement, but the one thing we must always remember is that we're here because we want to be here. We're here, up here, because we want to serve you. And we can only serve you when we all work together. So, yeah, teeth and tongue fall out, as my auntie always used to say. But we have to get back together and stay on the same focus point of we want the best for Harper Woods. So with that, saying that,
Madam
Mr.
Mayor?
Jennings,
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make the motion for adjournment.
Support.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.